Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan. In today's video, I want to do a mini tutorial of how I actually cut my budget planner printables. And I've got to do my paycheck to paycheck budget number 2. And I said, well, you know what? Let me go ahead and show you guys quickly how I cut my paycheck budget down to size. Now, as you guys know, I have recently launched my Etsy shop where I sell budget planner kits, budget stickers, budget worksheets. And so I recently uploaded that video. If you have not checked that video out, I will link it up above so that you can check it out at your earliest convenience. But I still will do a full budget planner video where I cut down my stickers and my worksheets to prepare my October monthly budget for you guys. But today I want to go ahead and show you how I cut down my paycheck to paycheck budget worksheet, since I need to do it anyway. I said, well, okay, why not bring you guys along? I have my Fiskars trimmer, and I also have my Happy Planner hole punch. And the first thing that I actually do is I go ahead and empty my Happy Planner hole punch. So that's what I'm going to do with you guys. I just take a regular sheet of paper and I pop this here black base off and I empty it. Okay, so we've got a little bit in there, and then I just kind of put this back on and it pops back on pretty seamlessly, and then I set that to the side. Now I will not be speeding up this part of the video because I want you to see this live and uncut. You'll know exactly how I cut down my printables, and this particular printable is a size 7 by 9.25. And I do have the 8.5 by 11 US letter size in this exact paycheck budget worksheet as well. So I do have my link down below in the description box if you want to check it out. So let's go ahead and get started. So I usually just flip this around. You may have a different paper trimmer, and that's okay. Just use what works for you. This one here is small enough where it works for me. I think that I've mastered it. And again, it's a printable, so if it does not look right the first time, I'll just do it again. And that's the wonderful thing about printables. So what I do is I take this printable and I actually start cutting from the top. And I make sure I put cut marks all around, not just those little crop marks that you see on some printables, because if you are a printable gal or a guy, look, we need all the help we can get. And so that's the reason why I put cut lines around my printables, because I just need some extra help. All right, I lay this down. I make sure that I have my actual trimmer straight in front of me. I lift this little handle up. You know, there's a little handle on mine, so I lift it up. I take my paycheck budget sheet, and there's some grooves here. There's grooves at the top, and then there's also grooves at the bottom. I just make sure that my paper is flushed nicely up against that, and then I push this down. Now this is my cutter, and I always keep that up top. If you notice, I'm using both of my hands. I'm using this to make sure to guide and make sure that my paper is flush up against this little bar, but then I'm using my other hand to kind of guide so I can pull. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to line up these lines with my blade. So, and again, you may have to do this a few times if you're new to cutting down your printables, or if you're new using a paper trimmer. And again, you can use scissors if you like, but this trimmer has been wonderful. You can see on camera the dotted lines. All right, but because I try to be so precise, I keep moving it. And sometimes my paper, it'll move, but this right here, you have to be patient with yourself. I have to be really, really patient and take your time. You do not need to rush through this. But again, if it does not come out the first time like you like it, hey, print some more if you hadn't already printed a few of them. I always try to print at least 3 at a time. All right. On camera, you can still see those little dotted lines. And again, I know where I want my blade to cut the top. And I want as little of the black to show for me. I take my right hand and I just kind of smooth because I want to make sure that my paper is not up. Now that I have my printable where I want it, I can keep this little handle here. I take my hand and just kind of place it there. I take my left hand and I go straight down. Okay, you can go back up if you like, depending on if your blade is not sharp, but mine is pretty sharp. Okay, I take that, and you see that? That's a thin layer. Very thin layer. Okay, that was the top. Now I do the bottom. And again, you can cut how you want, but this is just the method that I use, and I'm just sharing this with you all. I hope this is helping you guys. And again, my right hand, I'm actually trying to make sure that my paper is pushed up against this here groove. Okay, and there's no wrinkles. And again, I'm using my right hand to hold, and I'm using my left hand to hold this here paper and kind of guide each other with like left and right. Okay, so my paper is flush, and again, you can see my black lines on camera right here, but that's a little bit too much for me because I know how I want it cut. So I'm moving it, I'm barely moving it, and as you see, you can barely see. And sometimes when it moves, like I'm moving now, like I got more black up there than down here, hey, that's just because I don't have a steady hand, but this takes patience. And when I get it right, it is wonderful. So I'm a little quiet now because I'm focused. That's that. All right, that was the bottom. Now I'm gonna cut my left side. Same technique. Sliding it in, making sure.
Country Roads by John Denver, starting now on Amazon Music.
Now I don't know what that noise was. Something that came on. I don't know if that's some type of Siri or equipment my husband got going on over there. So if you heard it, just excuse that, because I am pretty much trying not to edit this video so much because I want you all to see exactly what I'm doing. All right, so again, I'm using my right hand and I'm just guiding because I'm moving this paper to the right until I can see my lines. There they are. Okay, now what I should have done was put my blade up top. There we go. All right, so your blade should be up top. All right. Okay. Now again, my paper needs to be flush up top up against this groove. And I'm holding this down. Now I'm just kind of guiding it back to the left. Okay. All right, I can barely see that black because I know how I want this lined up, and that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna cut down one time. Okay, there's another piece. All right, so now I need to cut my right. Okay, I put my blade back up top. Now I'm gonna slide this in. This bottom portion here, like I said, is flushed up against the top. I got a little strip here. I can kind of hold it to kind of guide left and right to make sure I get these dotted lines. Let's see where I want it. I don't really want to see a whole lot of black on this side. All right. Okay, again, it's flush. That's where I want it to cut. Okay. Let's see. Again, be patient with yourself. All right. Hold that down. Take my blade, come down one time. And voila. That's another side. So, now, put that there. I don't know if y'all really want to see this, but hey, I'm showing it to you anyway. Let me zoom out. Okay. So this is what my pieces that I have cut off to make my 7 by 9.25. Now here is the test. If you've been following me, you know that I actually bought my Happy Planner in April. And so I've got a lot of these that I have not used. So what I do is I put it on top and I just do this here, you know, just line them up, make sure it's lined up. And guess what? That's a perfect cut. So now that I've gotten that done, I get my little scraps and put them off to the side. And here's my Happy Punch. Now, make sure, because I don't do more than one at a time. Now, you may be skilled to where you can cut more than one at a time and hole punch more than one at a time. But I have found that with this here Happy Planner, honey, when it say max 3 sheets, unless you have modified this thing some kind of way, trust me, max 3 sheets, especially when you're dealing with this regular paper. Now, if you're dealing with cardstock or a heavier weight, you definitely want to do 1 sheet at a time, but I just do 1 sheet at a time. And I put it in here, and I do this. I don't know if you can hear this, because I want to make sure I can feel and hear the back, and then I kind of prop it up just to make sure that my page is in the back. And I lay it down, and again, here I go. I got my left hand and my right hand. I am guiding. Now there's a mark down here. You see that white mark? I get directly on top of that mark. Okay? And again, this is something you have to be patient with as well. I bear down. And then I do it again. That's just me. You don't have to bear down twice if you don't want to, but I usually do. And sometimes you'll have that little thing right here, and I just kind of take that off. Okay, and so now that I have cut it down to size, now it's time to just go ahead and put it in my planner. And this is it. Guys, I hope this has been helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, this is just a mini tutorial. I will do a full tutorial of how I set up my monthly budget planner for October and how I cut my stickers as well. Hey, so let me know if you use a paper trimmer and Happy Planner hole punch to, you know, just to cut down your actual budget worksheets down to size, if you're using a classic size Happy Planner or a planner that is similar size. Do you use a regular hole punch? Let me know how you prepare your monthly printables. Stay tuned for the Paycheck to Paycheck budget number 2 for September. And all right, guys, I will see you later. Bye.